Alright guys, welcome back. We got Alliance War. Season 41 is starting, so we're going to have some of our usual favorites. We've got the Legends title up on both accounts, and we got a rank 5 Doc Ock coming in on path 1 on node 4 against Anti-Venom. We can just parry heavy him the entire time, even though my parry heavies don't work exactly as I want on this one. After a certain point, I kind of mess up there, didn't get the heavy on, and then I lose my research categories. Got to build him back up again, actually give him one of his regens. I think I actually let him get enough regens that he gets the extra furies. So, but it's not too bad. We're still gonna just get back into our right rotation here. Go back to our parry heavies. We got 2 bars of power. We're fine. There we go. Throw the special 2. Get the triple debuff on. Nice little almost 17k crit there on the special 2. Big 32,000 direct damage on the parry heavy with the triple debuff. Very, very, very nice with Doc Ock. And we finish with a full yellow bar. Next up, I do bring Apocalypse and Cable to take the Masochism Valkyrie here on node 13. There was there's nothing placed on node 20, the other Masochism node, but Apocalypse is going to be the only thing I have to watch out for here. He can bypass the Masochism. We can put on our debuffs, no problem. Have to worry about those, I think it's the Flourish charges that I do have to hit into the block to remove them at some point, because she does gain power through the block because it's Valkyrie, so you got to be a little careful with the power gain on this one, but not too bad. And I didn't have any more fights that I was going to do with Apocalypse, and then I'm actually, for node 24, there's a Guardian there, and I'm going to use Magneto with the other account, and I'm going to make Magneto a Horseman there, because that's the only spot to do it, which is perfect, because Magneto is going to do that fight anyway. And then there's a future Antman, a brand new fight on node 32, which I need bleed immunity for. And even though Magneto has bleed and shock resistance, like 90%, I wanted to make sure it's 100% because I don't want, there's like extra bleed on that node 32. So first, before we get there, we actually have Torch in this one, which was really gonna. This thing doesn't have armor up, so this node 15 does nothing. So it's just a regular thing fight. Just have to worry about counting. If we can count to 15, we can fight a thing. So this is fine, easy fight with Torch because he's not Incinerate immune, so we can just get. And we did not use our pre-fight here. We saved it just in case as backup when we ended up fighting a Longshot on node 51, and that one kind of went smooth until it didn't. But we'll get there when we get there. So just finishing up this thing fight here. Again, just when we get him to 15, we want to make sure he throws that special. There, you can see he's at 14 charges there. He's going to throw that heavy. I'm just going to throw one hit in, get him to 15, let him throw that special too, and then go ahead and counter. Now we've got the Guardian on node 24, and like I said, I made Magneto a Horseman for this fight. I have to be very careful at the beginning of the fight. He is going to be unblockable, and then there we go. So I have to back off at the beginning, let the magnetism apply. Once the magnetism is on, now there is a less of a chance that he goes unblockable again, if like because of buffet, because that's going to trigger a like a buff is going to trigger a regen. We don't want to trigger any regens here. There is one point during this fight where I do get one of my dex buffs nullified, and it does, the magnetism, like, I guess, fails, and he gets his regen again, and he goes unblockable again right there. So I had to be a little careful. It's never guaranteed with Magneto, but it is most likely the case where he's going to shut down #Metal Champions. We get off our special 3 with as many prowess as we can, and we don't get too many bleeds there, unfortunately. But it's fine. I'm not too concerned about this one. There, the Horseman Unstoppable actually helps me there for a second. I did get clipped by that special one. Now we get a nice clean evade. We're actually getting some willpower healing off of that shock that he put on us, and we finish with almost 100%. Next up is the Antman we were talking about on node 32, Future Antman. So sloped armor and thorns and enhanced bleed. So I didn't want to test this with only 90% resistance. So we're just going to back off, let the magnetism apply, and then we're just going to parry heavy, drop a special 3, and block his special, similar to how he was when he first came out in the event quest. So I'm sure I know that he does put, if you don't have Magneto, he puts specific charges on you, and you're going to have to get rid of them with specials, kind of like an encroaching stun type of deal, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Even there, his special one usually puts another charge on you, and we're just completely avoiding it with Magneto. We got our special 3. We're going to bait another special 1, get to like 20 plus prowess, drop a big old special 3, and watch the damage. Got a huge special 3, almost takes him down. 22 bleeds. Goodbye, Future Antman. Next up is node 42. We got Odin. This one here just has sloped armor, enhanced shock, static defense. So I'm immune to shocks. I always remember on this node that I don't have to build up, like I don't have to hold block the entire time to build up my charges. I can just parry and attack in normal, and because of the glancing, it's going to put shocks on me, and I'm immune to shocks. I'm just going to build up my shock meter anyways. So it doesn't really matter too much. I still end up building up to 2 bars of power and dropping a big old special 2, just because that's where I'm going to get a ton of damage. But I don't have to like hold a block the entire time. I can build up some of the charges just by doing the fight normally. So there we go. Parry 17 turns into 34 shock charges, and Odin is melting away. Just finish up this one. Not too bad at all. And I think in total we had like 11 fights this war in... I tried to get it down to 14 minutes without having to speed up any of the fights. So that's always good. There was that one fight, that one mini missing, but the rest of it we did. And we do get some mini boss action this war. Alright, the mini Nimrod on 46. We've done this in seasons past. There's never back down. There's strike counter, block penetration. We're just going to go ahead and do this. He's a robot, so we're going to back up with Nebula, build up to our 20 shock charges. Always make sure when you get over that you have your 2 bars of power before you parry into special 2, because there is a chance that Nimrod is going to special lock you. So there is, even though we shut him down, there have been times where I get over 2 bars of power, I get special locked, and then you have to be really careful not to. So I don't want to parry before that's the problem. If you parry before 2 bars of power, then you're going to lose all your shocks, and then he's going to power lock you. So you got to be careful that. Make sure you're over 2 bars of power. Parry into special 2. There we go, 20 into 40 shocks. He gets down to about 15%. We're just going to quickly get our shock charges back up again, so that if we dash back, we're not going to trigger a regen and give him any more healing. So there we go. We don't have to go back up to 20. I think at this point I actually go for another parry at like, 12 or 15 charges here, or 11 charges. That's fine. Okay, go ahead, put 11 shocks on. And he's done. All right, now this is our first mini on the junior account. We're gonna go torch. There's a white Magneto pre-fight. We're gonna use our pre-fight because this is conflictor Longshot. The only thing, so the plan here is parry and like 2 or 3 hit combos. Try not to trigger the prowess, which I do right there. Just kind of got messed up in terms of my order of my combo. That's fine. The only issue here is I need him to throw special 1s consistently. And so I'm going to go ahead, back off, try and hit into his block, let him throw that special 1, because again, there's no conflictor power, but he is getting a little bit of MD, like Mystic Dispersion, from my dexterity. And that is going to come into play because he's going to get really, really like turtley, we'll say. He's not going to want to throw a special. So I threw the special 1 because I don't want to. I could have waited to special 3 potentially. That could have been another option. But I did not want to go to special 2 because it would have put a stun. The stun would have triggered the conflictor power. I was trying to avoid that. I'm going with only passive debuffs here. There, he threw another special 1. We're almost done. I'm feeling pretty good about this fight right here. I'm up to like a bunch of my Nova Flame-like charges, like whatever they are. My temperature is high. I've got my charges there. I just need him to throw a special, and then I decide, okay, I'm going to push him to a special 2, see what happens. I can avoid the special 2. Instead, I triggered another dex. The Mystic Dispersion kicks in. He gets to a special 3. Now, I did put on an invulnerability boost. Problem is, Longshot stuns on his special 3. So you're going to see I'm not going to take any damage there, but now I'm stunned. But luckily, the Nova Flames are going to save my butt, and Longshot is going to die before I do. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, but we got through it. Next up, Doc Ock boosted up against this Never Back Down, reinvigorated him like unblockable Toad. Look at how gorgeous this fight is. We're going to go parry heavies. We are doing like 10,000 on every heavy attack there of direct damage. Beautiful. 10,300 direct damage. I'm going to go one more parry heavy here. Another 10k direct damage. He's healing up, so we're going to go parry into special 2. Combo into special 2. He is heal blocked. He is power locked. He is doing absolutely nothing at this point. And we're going to throw a special 1 to finish him off. Finish with another full yellow bar. Amazing fight from Doc Ock. Again, we're boosted up. We're going to take an Omega Sentinel on Buffet and reinvigorated, unblockable. No problem here. He's also a global attacker, so he's putting neutralizes on. We're going to go ahead again, even with class, like we don't have class advantage on this one. So a little 8.9k on the heavy attacks. So really, 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 really nice here. We've done 5 heavies, and she's down to 35%. A 6th heavy down to 21%, and now we're just going to go ahead and drop a big old special 2. Goodbye, Omega Sentinel. See ya. Now, one of our favorite fights of all time. It is Mangog, Node 54 with Doc Ock. I never see anybody else do this but me. I'm sure there's someone out there doing it, but I don't see it. So we're going to go parry heavy. We are going, because he is gaining power naturally, he is going to stay power locked the entire time. We are actually going to easily get up to a special 2. Again, we're doing 9.4k direct damage on every heavy here. We're going to go for a nice big old special 2. Some no crits on that, but that's okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and go combos into special 1, refresh the triple debuff. We're actually going to gain so much power here on the next combo that we're going to be able to, I'm going to go ahead, back up, do one more combo into special 2. We get the quintuple debuffs. We have 5 of the debuffs on. We're going to parry heavy for 66,000 direct damage. See you in the next war, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.